2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday the 20th of September, and it's Pepperoni Pizza Day. And a big happy birthday to Sophia Loren, George R.R. Martin, Asia Argento, and Michelle Visage. Britain and the world has said its final goodbye to Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, following 10 days of national mourning, culminating in a historical state funeral attended by thousands and watched by millions. The Queen's coffin was taken from Westminster Hall, where it had been resting in state, and carried to Westminster Abbey on the Royal Navy State gun carriage. Senior members of the royal family, including the new King and his sons Prince William and Prince Harry, followed the gun carriage in procession. Once inside the Abbey, the Archbishop of Canterbury spoke of the Queen's lifelong sense of duty.
Her late Majesty famously declared on a 21st birthday broadcast that her whole life would be dedicated to serving the nation and Commonwealth. Rarely has such a promise been so well kept.
The Queen's coffin was then taken from London to Windsor, where the hearse made its way down the Long Walk. Once in St George's Chapel, the Dean of Windsor, Right Reverend David Connor, had a message that there can be a sense of meaning born out of this dark time.
In the midst of our rapidly changing and frequently troubled world, her calm and dignified presence has given us confidence to face the future as she did, with courage and with hope.
As the world gathered to mourn, former Deputy Prime Minister Lord Heseltine said Queen Elizabeth's funeral had emphasised the importance of Her late Majesty on the global stage.
Oh, I think it's impossible to overstate the significance. I mean, we're witnessing in British history the incredible role that this country has played over hundreds of years on the world stage.
And as the new monarch takes over, former Conservative Party leader Lord Michael Howard looked ahead at what we can expect from King Charles's rule.
I think that King Charles, who takes the Commonwealth extremely seriously, as his mother did, will be very keen to make sure that the Commonwealth survives and thrives, as I'm sure it will.
Across the weekend before the funeral began, hundreds of thousands of people queued to file past the Queen's coffin, with the final mourners leaving just after 6:30am. Sarah and Mark were some of the last people in the queue and are about to be in hot water with their kids. They summed up what it meant to be able to pay their respects to the Queen lying in state.
Amazing. I think it's the best thing I've ever done in my life. Even having my children, Lily and Luca, I think this tops that.
Russian forces have struck a second nuclear power plant in Ukraine, this time at the Pivdenu-Kranks plant in the south. A missile said to have hit the building, but luckily the reactors haven't been damaged and are working normally, according to Ukraine's state nuclear company Energoatom. Russian forces have continued to shell civilian and infrastructural targets as their forces are pushed back. There have now been over 140 bodies exhumed from a mass grave in Izium, with the majority of those discovered so far believed to be mostly civilians, while some bear signs of a violent death, according to the regional governor. The United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres hopes the International Criminal Court will be able to investigate the alleged massacre.
And I also hope that the ICC, the International Criminal Court, will be able to head out to site, and it is in fact the best instrument we have to be able to hold people accountable.
In Puerto Rico, Hurricane Fiona's caused dangerous flash flooding and mudslides since her arrival. The storm also knocked out power to the entire island, leaving millions in the dark and leaving some health centres running on generators. President Joe Biden declared a state of emergency for the US territory, allowing authorities to provide disaster relief. The Category 1 storm saw winds reach 86 miles per hour, and it looks as if there's more to come. Meteorologist Mike Sadel is on the island.
Hurricane Fiona made a second landfall early this morning on the east coast of the Dominican Republic. Now it starts to turn north. The Turks and Caicos under hurricane warnings, and later this week, Bermuda could take a direct hit from Fiona.
Still to come on the Smart 7, England cricketers face Pakistan on their home ground, and Sinead O'Connor's coming to the big screen. Right after this. Welcome back.
3,
Tuesday sees England play Pakistan in cricket on their home soil for the first time in 17 years. It's the first of 7 2020 matches, and as part of Pakistan's return to the international scene since the end of a decade-long absence that followed the terror attack on Sri Lanka's team bus in 2009. And it's expected to be a positive atmosphere, with the team set to be greeted by a sellout crowd of 35,000 spectators at Karachi's National Stadium. England cricket team captain Moeen Ali has been sharing what it means to him.
With my roots being from here and to lead England in such a big series and a historic series, it's huge, and it's a very proud moment for me and my family, my mom and dad and everybody. So
there was dramatic news on Monday as a Baltimore Circuit Court judge overturned the murder conviction of Adnan Syed. He served 22 years for the murder of ex-girlfriend Hai Min Lee and was only 17 when he was arrested, but on Monday night he walked free from court. His story and the many appeals he's lodged were featured in the multi-award-winning Serial podcast, which cast doubt on his guilt. Speaking outside the court, Baltimore State Attorney Marilyn Mosby described the findings that led to the decision.
Our reinvestigation revealed that the original prosecutors and the subsequent prosecutors in the Attorney General's office failed to disclose relevant information about alternative suspects.
Does anything compare? Probably not. The new trailer's dropped for the Sinead O'Connor biopic. Nothing Compares is a documentary of the troubled and talented singer's life. It's already picked up several awards on the film circuit and arrives in the cinemas on the 7th of October.
My name is Sinead O'Connor. I am a woman. I have something to offer.
It was such a shock for me to become a pop star. It's not what I wanted. I just wanted to scream.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day. Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.